Well, this is where Mr. Alley lived. He's the man that discovered or developed zonolite and had the original patent on Zonolite Mountain. As I understand it, he was a mining engineer that came here and was prospecting for other minerals, and he saw this amazing stuff, and he developed it into all these products.
This is the mining operation itself. So this is a volcanic intrusive.
Right.
It's all Precambrian. I'm not a geologist, but it's very much older ridge lines around it.
Right. And this is either a tertiary volcanic intrusion.
Well, so what do they say? 25, 26 million years old, something like that.
Right.
You geologists all lie about that. You don't really know. You make a lot of crap up. We start mining for vermiculite in 1919, and it's 80% of the world's vermiculite production for about 70 years. I mean, it's a big deal. Upwards of 300,000 tons of ore concentrates leaving the area yearly.
What is vermiculite?
It's a micaceous mineral, which is found near Libby, Montana, among other places. It opens up like the thing that causes it to expand or exfoliate is molecular water. And in pages in a book, which are made up of a lot of sheets, which is what vermiculite is, the water between those sheets forms to steam, and it expands, and it increases in size in only one direction rather than overall.
Is there essentially a mountain of it near Libby?
Well, there's a mountain that contains a good deal of it. It would not be true to say that there was a mountain of vermiculite.
It's an insulation against fire. It can be used for insulation in homes. It can be used as a soil conditioner.
My first experience there was, what in the hell did I get myself into? I just couldn't believe the dust and the dirt. I went into the construction room because that's where I was told to report, and he told me I was going to be a sweeper in a dry mill, and I had no idea what he was talking about. But first you go over to the warehouse and get a respirator. I had this respirator on, and in about 15 minutes I couldn't breathe. So I pulled this respirator off, and it was just plugged solid. I thought, boy, I'm not getting nothing done, and if I don't, I'm going to get canned. So I just pulled the respirator off and let it dangle around my neck here, and I really went to work, and at noon I went back down to eat lunch, and I was just covered with this dust everywhere. And Tom DeShazer was sitting in there, and he was the foreman of the construction department. And he said, "How do you like that dust?" And I said, "Jesus, it's the worst I ever seen. I can't imagine anything like it. Like, it's the worst I ever seen." And geez, they all laughed, and slapped their leg and said, "It's just a nuisance dust. You'll get used to it."
Let's go to Exhibit 17. This appeared to be a letter from Mr. Wake to Mr. Blake, dated September 21, 1956.
Yes, sir.
Do you see a Montana State Board of Health report of an industrial hygiene study, August 8 to 9, 1956?
Yes, sir.
You see 3 lines down under toxicity. The asbestos dust in the air is of considerable toxicity and is a factor in the consideration of reducing dustiness in this plant.
Yes,
you
sir.
See that? Was this report your first knowledge of what asbestosis was?
To the best of my recollection, this report is the first that we or I knew of the dangers of asbestos in the workplace.
So So as of 1956, the company knew there was asbestos in the dust, correct?
Yes, sir.
And the company also knew that asbestosis is from inhaling asbestos dust, correct?
Yes, sir.
And the company also knew there were workers at Zone Light who were inhaling asbestos dust, correct?
Yes, sir.
In 1956, did the company disclose to the employees that asbestos in the dust in the air was toxic?
Not that I recall, no, sir.